Hi, this is Kevin from Kevin's Micro Homestead, and we're working on the Micro Homestead project again today, and this is going to be our next episode in the long anticipated how to frame a window into a wall episode here. I've had several people asking me if I was going to do this, and I certainly am, and so today I'm going to do the end wall of the project, so the 8-foot wall, the back side of the house. And what I did was I'm going to center and frame in a window in the middle of the wall at the height I wanted, and I'll show you how I came to the measurements and how I laid this out. And then be sure to watch or check on the blog, because I'll have some still shots that'll give you a little bit different perspective on this, hopefully, so between the two you'll get what you need out of it. So this wall is an 8x8 wall, but it's going to be framed on the inside of the side walls to the building, the longer walls, which are going to be 8x12. So this wall has to fit inside those walls, and they're going to be 3.5 inches on either side of this. So our total makeup is going to be 8 feet, but our actual wall that we're building here is going to be 7 inches narrower than that, taking into account for the two side walls sitting on the edge of the floor. So this is 89 inches, which is 7 inches shorter than the 96 inches, which is the 8-foot wall. So this is our top plate, and I want to give you some terminology here. So if you're not familiar with framing terminology, this is the plate, the top of the wall, and you can see I've got some markings here laying out. This W stands for window. That's the stud. That's the king stud coming down right here, and then a standard stud right here. So I put a W and an S. And you can do that for yourself if it helps you to remember what you're doing here and what the purpose is. So we're doing the wall on 16-inch centers, and so I start out as if my wall was the 8 feet or 96 inches. So I start out with my tape measure hanging off 3.5 inches. So my first 16-inch stud goes here besides the end stud. And then 16 inches again, which this stud has moved a little bit. And then my window stud and my center 16-inch, which I wrote center there, which is the middle of the wall, which is I'm centering my window under. And then following over again to the other king stud around the window and so forth down the wall, staying on 16-inch centers, keeping my 16-inch center as well as my studs that I need to frame my wall in, so that I know exactly where I can nail once my sheets go up. So let me give you a little theory on the whole window framing business here. This is a window that's 20 inches by 30 inches long, and I'll show you the window if you want to pan over here. This is the window. It's 20 inches wide, 30 inches tall, and I came back here and I said, okay, how high do I want this window to be in my wall? Well, I want to be able to stand in front of it and look at it. So I did a little figuring here and decided that I was going to put the bottom of the window, which is right here on this sill plate, at 48 inches from the floor. So this being my bottom plate, it came up 48 inches, and that's where my sill plate is, which is the framing for the bottom of the window. And then I came all the way up, and this is my header, and this is what's the theory is here is I'm transferring the weight of the wall. This is a load-bearing wall, so it's bearing the weight of the roof, and I want to transfer that weight around my window. So what I'm doing is framing around here, and I'm supporting the wall on this header, which is also supported by this jack stud, which is next to the king stud, which goes all the way up to the top of the wall. The jack stud comes up underneath the header and goes down to the floor. And then we have what's called cripples, and these are these 3 studs right here that are supporting underneath, and this is a 16-inch center following my 16-inch pattern. So this is carrying the frame around, so all my load weight is coming around the window on both sides and transferring down to the floor. Okay, I don't want to put any weight on my window, and the same thing goes for a door. So this is similar to how a door frames as well, and we'll be doing a door frame in another video. So I have cripples up here again. This is my 16-inch center pattern, and this is transferring that weight down through the header, through the jack stud, and down to the floor. So you have top plate, stud, king stud around the frame, cripple, header, jack stud, or well, we'll just call it jack stud for right now, sill plate, cripples again, and then bottom plate. So that's your terminology. And then just a regular wall stud here and here on the other side of the window following my 16-inch patterns. So that's what I did. Now, inside here is 1-inch over frame going this way and this way to allow me to balance and shim up and square my window in the frame. It's just going to set down in here, and then I'll put some shims down here and possibly to one side so that my window has a little bit of room. It's really just floating in here. It's not got any weight bearing on it. So I overframed, so this is a 20-inch window, so I went 21 inches this way, and it's a 30-inch long, so I went 31 inches long this way. So it gave me a little bit of room there to square up my window in the frame. And then I'll sheet around that. So hopefully that helps you out. I'll do some still shots of this and put them up, and I'll write all that terminology on the blog so you can follow it, and that'll help you understand whether you're going to frame your own window or you're going to have somebody do the framing for you. You'll understand the terminology when they talk to you about placement of your doors and windows and framing up your walls and how you're putting your house together. So that just kind of helps you out if that works for you. So I'm also going to give you a quick shot of the secret project. So I'm going to walk over here. It is a very quick shot. Surrounded in a veil of secrecy, that's your secret project. So I just thought I'd give you a little tease on that. No more looking. And back to me. So this is my laser pointer, by the way, Carpenter's laser pointer. I also wanted to give you a little safety tip. I accidentally, and I've been carpenter for years, wasn't paying attention when I was cutting a board yesterday that was a piece of scrap, and this screw was in it, and I didn't see it, and I cut through it with my chop saw, and it flipped a piece of metal up and hit me in the mouth. Fortunately, I didn't get hurt by that, but that could have hit me in the eye too. So make sure you wear your goggles, pay attention to what you're doing, don't let something like this get you. I mean, I've been doing this for years, and probably because I think I know what I'm doing and I didn't pay attention and roll this board over and see that screw. You don't want to cut through a screw with a saw. It can cause a lot of damage, and somebody can get seriously injured. So until next time, I will give you another update on the secret project. We're going to probably have a contest about naming the secret project when we get to it, and I'll see you then.